Good morning. Early morning. Well, we starting early today because as you can see, we got a ton of cars. Holy cow. This is going to be a big one. So I think we've got 6 cars to do today. So I decided to get an early start so I can knock these out. So boys from Othello are back. And I know you saw in the last video, it was a pretty rough day on the dyno. So they got a couple cars that are back for redemption today. So they're really going to try to make some good numbers on those and finally get them fixed. And then we got some new ones. And yeah, so it's going to be a wild day as always. So I'm going to take you guys with me. Here we go. That's not good. This thing's chopping real hard. It's got cams in it, but the timing should not be jumping around like that. Too choppy.
What's up?
It's chopping too hard. Shouldn't be chopping that much. The timing's moving all over the place, so we got something going on with the timing. We got like a crank sensor or something going on. Well, hopefully the day doesn't go like this with all of them. We gotta talk to Gennaro and see what we're gonna do with this one. All right, so we're gonna check out this cam sensor because I have a feeling it's that cam sensor is causing the issues here. The idle is just way too rough. I mean, it does have GSC S2s in it, which chop a little bit, but my timing is going from 17 degrees to 0 degrees at idle, back and forth, which is, you know, explains why this thing's running so poorly. It's the fuel map and everything actually looks really good, but if the timing's not right, well, it's not right. Nothing's gonna work. So I'm gonna swap this cam sensor out real quick and see if that's the issue. The other thing I want to look at is inside. I want to look at the back side and see if the reluctor wheel, the teeth are there and they're not damaged, because if the teeth are damaged, that can cause that issue too. So all right, we're gonna check that out, swap it, see what we can do. All right, so we did a few miles on the dyno and got the VE table dialed in a little bit. She's running good. Cams are pretty gnarly, but they're gonna do oil change because fresh motor, and then we're gonna send it. So change the oil, boys. Let's do it. I think this one's gonna do good. It sounds great. Look at him, he's excited.
I'm all excited.
This is his baby. So this is Bumblebee is what he calls it. So, all right, well, let's drop the oil and then let's turn the boost up. Put new oil in it, of course, before we do that. Right?
Yeah, we don't want to forget that.
Yeah. All right. All right, so I was just getting ready to do a pull on this thing, and I've already done some drivability tuning on it, and I started hearing a weird noise, and it didn't sound right to me, so I told Gennaro to check it out, and good thing we did, because what he's holding is the V-band clamp for the turbocharger itself that holds it together. So that thing came off, and the actual housing cocked off, and now the blades are hitting the inside of the housing on the turbo. Oh man, if we would have did a pull, that would have been game over.
You know what? It was probably all that rough idling that we had. Kept drinking around.
I don't know. It'd take a lot to make that come off. I think the bolt was just loose or something and it just fell off. Is it clamped good?
I mean, everything's good.
Yeah?
It just literally came
I think the bolt just came off. Yeah. I've seen sometimes people when they sell turbos, so they bought this turbo secondhand. I've seen sometimes people when they sell these turbos, they loosen these up because they think that they can make them fit better. I've seen that before, believe it or not. So maybe
we've never had to actually mess with these.
Oh man, that's scary. So at least the turbo is still okay, I hope. So we're gonna try to put a bolt on that and clamp it back together. I don't know if you guys can see it.
No, it's a nut. All we need is a nut.
So if you look down on the turbo, there it is. Oh man. Wow, crazy stuff. All right, well, we're gonna get that fixed hopefully and get this thing finally going. So it's just been one obstacle after another. Hopefully this car is the only one that fights today and we can just have a smooth day after this. So we're gonna stay on it. Well, we just had to cut it short because the boost won't go over 18 pounds no matter what we do, and the wastegate stopped fluttering. So when the exhaust clamp came off the housing, I think the fins in the turbo got damaged, unfortunately. We heard them. She just won't make any more power. And we even unplugged the wastegate and it still won't go more than 18 pounds. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to call it on this one, and they're gonna have to take it apart and figure out what's going on. But we got a lot of cars to do, so we got to move forward. Maybe you guys can take something apart while I'm doing the other ones. And
well, if we can see damaged fins, we can accept it.
Yeah.
If not, then
yeah.
There's a screwdriver right here. I'll just start fixing them. Cooler,
So we're gonna get this off. We still got a ton of work to do, so let's move forward. All right, we're on to the next one here. What's all done to this one?
So this one has forged internals. It has ID fuel rails, fuel injectors, external wastegate, dump tube, aftermarket turbo, cob intake, torque solutions top mount, electronic cutout with a Stroman catback.
What's the turbo?
The turbo is, I believe, a Cavalieri ball bearing stage 2 turbo that's rated up for 550.
Oh, a Cavelli?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get this thing ready to go, and let's see if we can make a full pull.
Oh yeah.
And this morning's been rough, but hopefully we can get some progress here and get some good pulls in. So we're gonna put the top mount cooler on and then see what she'll do. All right, we just got this one finished up. Graph looks great. This little Cavelli stage 2 turbo's got a nice power band though. It sits up there and just holds real good, which is nice. There's the numbers. That was at 21 PSI on pump gas. Timing was about 17 degrees, so we're moderate on the timing. There's a little bit of room left in timing. We could squeeze a little bit more out of it, but he wants reliability, and I mean, another 10 horsepower or so is not really a big deal to him. So we're gonna end it there on this one. We're gonna move on to the next one. I hope they all go this smooth, then we'll be in good shape.
I'm really happy about this one because we built this thing from the ground up, everything from the donor car, from when it was crashed. He bought the front support beam for me. That's where we actually met each other. And he found out I had the orange car, and we pretty much, we
Elaborated.
Yeah, we pretty much from the ground up, everything. We stripped down that 07 in like a couple hours. And then this one, the next day, it was like, I think we put at least a week and a half into it. At most a week and a half total, yeah.
Yeah, car did great. I didn't have any issues with it. So, all right, well, we're gonna keep moving. All right, we got an update on Bumblebee here. So went in and pulled the housing off. You can see there's 2 bent fins on the turbine wheel there, 1, 2. The rest of them look okay. So definitely not a good thing, those 2 dings there. I don't think that's causing our boost issue though. But what we did find is we looked at the housing here.
Nope, nothing.
We're checking the housing right now for anything we can see. And I don't know, you guys won't be able to see it, but we filled it up with water to double check to see if the external wastegate weld job is leaking. Yeah, let's flip it over. Let's take a look at this. So I don't see anything. Even though we see like some cracks there, it doesn't appear to be leaking. So
no water at least.
Yeah, let's look inside the housing where the turbine wheel goes. So we do have some damage in the housing here. Right in here, and I mean this is a critical area too, because this is where the magic kind of happens on the turbo, which is right here in this little ring where the turbine wheel sits in there. So I don't know, I mean, that is a little damaged.
What we were thinking too was everything was still together when we tightened the clamp back on, and we're thinking maybe it stayed a little bit open. I guess the only thing to do would be put it together like this, free floating.
Yeah.
See if it creates a solid seal.
Yeah. Well, they're gonna put that. All right. Got a nice Hawkeye on the dyno. All right, Gennaro, tell us what's done to this one.
This one's fully rebuild air studs, 6R gaskets. It's got TGV deletes. It's got 850cc injectors. Perrin fuel, their old school style fuel lines for the side feeds. It's got a ETS top mount, or the Grimspeed top mount, FP green inlet, cog intake, STS ball valve. This one has aftermarket headers, external wastegate.
Okay, nice.
Then fuel pressure regulator.
Doing pump gas in the 85 or just pump?
Just pump.
Okay. Okay. All right. Sounds good to me. Let's do it. All right. So this guy just came back after his test drive. Let's see what he thinks. What do you think?
Oh, that was definitely a lot more powerful and a lot more smoother.
So you like it?
Yeah, definitely an increase of what I have.
Nice.
Chapter.
All right. Well, there you go. I'm glad you're happy with it. Enjoy.
Oh yeah, thanks, Steve.
Always nice to see that.
Oh yeah.
That's what we do it for. We do it for the smiles. Base map time on the next one. Oh. Well, first pull in, I blew the blow-off valve literally off the intercooler. When the man tells me how much boost, I said 14 and a half. He's like, yeah. So we're gonna have to fix that, and then we should be good. It felt great other than that, so
Yeah.
I didn't see any other problems.
Awesome.
So
What was that? The sputtering. My heart dropped out there.
that was the blow-off valve launching off.
No. Earlier when it sounded like Levi.
Oh, it was just too rich.
Oh, okay.
It was like 8.0 air fuel because the injectors are so big. Yeah, these modded 850s, they have a really nasty curve to them, so I have to really take a lot out in one spot. But yeah, we're good now.
Okay.
FP Green, just can't deny it.
That is true.
Can't deny it. Good old reliable setup. So this one's all done. We had a 338 wheel pull on the last one, but 331, heat soaking it back to back. Curve looks great. Power is nice and flat up top. Works out to about 370 on a dyno jet, which is great power on pump gas. We're at 18.5 psi. Life is good.
That's great. 18 pounds? Oh my goodness.
Life is good.
Yeah.
So, all done. On to the next. All right, next one on the dyno, we got a EJ205 JDM motor, pretty much stage 2 car with a little JDM swap. So should make good torque. These have a little bit higher compression. So I'm gonna get started on this one, see what she does. We'll do a little reaction video here for the last one we did with the FP Green.
Ran perfect, ran super nice.
All right, what do you think? Is it fast enough?
It's fast enough, more than enough for the daily driver. I mean, can't ask for anything more than that.
Right on.
All good.
All right, well, I'm glad you're happy.
Yeah, I'm all good. All happy.
Car ran great on the dyno. I didn't expect anything, any issues out of this one, so glad to see this one coming out good. Solid on that one.
Oh, yeah.
When it's right, it's right.
Gotta go for 3 now.
Yep. All right, we're gonna get on to this next one. Well, we were doing a pull, and it just felt like it lost all boost. Almost felt like a coupler popped off or something. The only other thing I can think of is I got the issue with the speed sensor code that could be shutting me down. Is it off?
No, it's all T-bolt clamped.
And the intake's tight? Yeah? That's got to be the speed sensor then. Yeah, it literally hits 3,500 RPM and just starts cutting out because it's throwing a speed sensor code and the speedometer's not working. Well, we're going to try to figure this out. All right, so the new MAF definitely got it fixed. It's running great, but we are leaning out up top and our injectors are maxed out. So I'm thinking this fuel pump is a little bit tired. So we're gonna swap this out with the Walbro so that we can get the air fuel ratio safer up top because we don't wanna melt this motor. But yeah, you can see we're riding the line 11.8, 12.0, 12.5 up top there. So that's not a good situation. So we're gonna put a new fuel pump in it, do another pull, and then this one should be good to go. Parking lot fuel pump job. Here we go again. Familiar territory. The boy comes down, brings the grill, cooking carne asada right on the dyno. That's what I'm talking about. Carne asada tuning. That's how we do it. I'm gonna hire you more often. Could you do catering?
I can do whatever you
You get a SteveTuned, you're gonna get some carne asada. That's gonna be a new deal. Oh man, they're gonna come from miles. Loving it. All right, so next one on the dyno. What we got on this one?
It's manually internal forged short block, ARP studs, for gaskets, rebuilt heads. It's got SCP intake, parent inlet. It's got a really fancy GT35 with a hot side mounted wastegate.
Oh, so I've seen these before. I'm familiar with it.
Process was top mount, boost controller. It's got FIC 1200 cc injectors, turbo smart blow off valve. It's got a really nice P&L fuel rail, fuel line regulator setup, and then cog 4-bar. This one's here at the party.
All right. Well, let's get it strapped down and then see what happens. Putting the 85 in. So we got this one on pump gas all dialed in. I'm really happy with the graph on this one. Look at that power curve. That's going to be a fun car to drive. This is 19 PSI. Now we got E85 in the tank so we can see what it can do, but just a real almost linear power band. Really like that. That's going to feel awesome. The torque is really nice. Makes torque really early. That's peak torque at 46. But if you look here, that mountain starts at like 38. Right there, it's just coming right up. About 39. It comes on real hard. So with the 85, I only expect this to get even better over here. Fill this in more, and it's just gonna, man, hope it's got a good clutch in it because this thing's gonna go. Down, so I'm trying to find where I can get you a power band that's nice. But literally, like, I turned it up to 30 pounds, and it made a lot more peak power. But I mean, it hit it, and then it dove off like 100 horsepower by the time it hit redline. stalling out. And the air fuel ratio was just dropping into the tens just because there was no more air. It was almost like the turbo was stalling out. So I turned it way down. It's like 22 pounds right now. And you can see the boost is like 22. I'm holding it as good as I can and it starts dropping off up top. This is realistically like a 20-pound turbo, max, 22 in the mid-range. So this turbo, what happens is, I've seen this before, this is a better turbo for a smaller engine. So this turbine and this compressor wheel combination is not good for this engine, because what happens is once you get to a certain point in RPM, the turbo is actually holding the engine back. It just can't blow enough exhaust. So it ends up being really strong down low. That's why it spools so fast. But then up top, it just holds it back. It just chokes it. So I'll show you the power graph. So this power graph here, you can see like how hard it's dropping off up top. It's real peaky and then just boom. I mean, we drop down a lot. And this isn't as bad as it was before. This is at 22 PSI where I'm trying to get you a decent power band. But I mean, when I had it in the higher boost levels, I mean, I'll show you here. So a couple pulls back. I don't know if this was it. Yeah, I think this was a 384 wheel, 430 torque. Those numbers sound good, but when you look at the graphs, so you look at the graph, so the green line is 30 PSI and the red line is 22. Look at the green line up top. It drops even harder than it's just crazy. Like, it moves the peak up here, but I mean, it falls off so hard. I mean, you're down what? From here to here, that's over 100 wheel horsepower drop, almost. So the turbo is just not happy. Literally turning the boost down, we lost a lot here, but we gained it up here. So I mean, it's just kind of a sacrifice.
Like a trade-off.
It's just it's not the right size turbo for this engine. That just proves it. I mean, I've seen this before. It's rare because we don't really do a lot of turbos like this. We usually use proven combos that I know work really well. But yeah, the turbine wheel's just not big enough.
What turbo is it?
This is a stock location GT3076R, but it's got an external wastegate housing built into the exhaust housing. It's kind of like an ATP, but it's not. It's just a custom setup. So this thing, you know, are you sure it's a 76 or could it be a 71? Because I've seen this on a GT3071 before where the turbine wheel was too small.
Because it has a 3-inch inlet and then we reduced it to a 2-inch. Do you think that restricts it at all? Anything?
Oh yeah, I mean that would definitely do it. That would choke it up quite a bit if this compressor wheel needs that extra airflow it's not getting. So it's going from 3 to 2 or 2.5?
2.5.
Should be 2.5.
Yeah, 2.5.
Stock inlet size.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible. If this compressor wheel is designed to flow through that 3-inch housing and you neck it down, you could definitely see some drops like that, choking it off. Trying to think what we could do. I mean, it's speed density. We could just pull the inlet off it and just run it wide open and see what it does. It's up to you. Or you can leave it, you know, where it's happening. It's up, you know, it's your call. I wouldn't run the turbo with no filter on it long term. But if it did pick up power, I would say a 3-inch inlet would be worth it. It just depends.
Do it. Let me talk to the Netto.
You should just be able to loosen the hose clamp and just yank it off.
What it is, it's an aluminum step down, so that because I think he did. There's a clamp on it, but I don't know if it also screws in or what it is. Yeah. Let me talk to him.
All right. Well, we're gonna find out and see if we can do something better here, and then we'll update you guys here in a sec. All right, Bumblebee's back. So Hi, what a day. So we swapped the turbo out completely and went to an FP green, brand new FP green off the shelf. The FP black had some damage to the turbine fins. It was very minor though, which was weird. We didn't honestly think it was enough to cause an issue, but we don't know what to do. We unplugged the gate on it. It wouldn't make more than 18 pounds no matter what we did. We have no exhaust leaks. We can't figure it out. So put a brand new turbo on the car. It's an FP green. It's still not going to disappoint. This turbo is guaranteed good. If it still doesn't boost, then we know there's something wrong with the car. So here we go. Proper braking. Somewhere. We got a huge leak somewhere. If we're not getting anything out of the wastegate, we have a huge issue.
So the wastegate doesn't open, but it also isn't stuck open.
Is it just dumping out of the bottom of the wastegate somewhere, like the V-band or something? Is there up pipe cracked, or I don't get it. Like, it has to be losing its exhaust before it hits the turbo, or we're losing boost before it hits the motor. Those are the only two ways.
I feel like you would see like smoke.
I mean, we would hear it if it was an exhaust leak. It should be really bad.
When we had the turbo off, I mean, we could clearly see it. There was nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, no, everything's fine, 'cause I looked around
The
there.
header doesn't have any holes in it or anything. And the exhaust is catless, right?
Yeah.
No.
It's
It's got, yeah, but it's got
dual
that.
resonated.
Yeah, it's got a big
You
old
think
twisty
maybe the
thing.
exhaust is collapsed?
Like a big old thing on the inside that.
Yeah, it's like a fucking it's back twisted piece.
If
You
it can
think
only-
one of the baffles collapsed?
So the FP black, because it's bigger, pushed out 18 pounds. The FP green, because it's smaller, pushed out 20. But maybe it's hitting a limit.
I don't know. Like it seems like there's a restriction somewhere. It's either we're losing it or something's clogged. That's all I can think of. Like, is the exhaust so restricted that the turbo's just the whole thing's choked off, or?
To a certain level.
But I still don't understand why the wastegate's not doing its job. That is really weird. If you got no exhaust coming out of the dump tube, you're physically using everything that turbo has.
So-
it should be hitting 30 pounds.
Can we go back to test? Can we go back to the 3-port style? And
It's not boost control related.
no, but like, what if just to what's the spring pressure? 10 pounds.
It was like 10 pounds.
So if we get it back to how it used to be, we should be able to hear it flutter at 10 pounds, right?
Well, with this setup though, with the black, with this boost controller, the first pull I did, it fluttered.
Yes.
And then the second and third, it went away.
I don't remember making this, any kind of voice signal with this 4-port.
It did.
It is.
Yeah, it did. The first pull it did.
It made the helicopter.
Oh, you guys know this is off, right? There's no.
Yeah. I was watching it right now.
We're missing something. We're missing something really stupid. Like, it's got to be. There's got to be a hole in a charge pipe or something.
Yeah, I know that's
One of these charge pipes has to have a hole or something. You got to be missing it. Like
something that is evenly letting air out. Whether
something
it's a big or a small
something's
turbo.
letting all the air out.
It wouldn't be this. Well, how big would it need to be?
Pretty big.
Pretty
have to
big,
be
right?
pretty
It wouldn't
big.
be like, oh, it's slipping through these threads or nothing.
Should we? It would have to be big.
Let's take the bumper off.
Yeah, let's get the bumper off.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing we haven't checked, right? Look at the front one.
Yeah, snips. Just don't pull it. Yeah, no, I fucking, you know, there shouldn't be any holes in the pipe. I cleaned it and fucking painted it shit a few days ago.
The intercooler, did we ever look into it?
The intercooler?
Because it's the carrying one,
I
right?
got smoke
Yeah.
tested.
That's right.
Because something restricted in the same fashion, no matter how big or how small the turbo is, because this one maxed out at 20. The other one maxed out at 18 because it was bigger.
Yeah, this one's making more power because the
It's
green's
small.
more efficient, so it's better at lower boost levels, which makes sense. But it just feels like, I don't know, it just feels like it's corked. Just either it's corked or there's something leak. It's losing all its boost somehow. What's the exhaust look like on this car? Like,
You want a light?
pretty typical. Looks just like NVIDIA. Resonate 3-inch all the way out. So it's looking okay back here. It's just straight all the way out. That's just a normal resonator. Yeah, that's nothing. That's straight out. That's an NVIDIA resonator, it looks like. Is it an NVIDIA catback? Is it an NVIDIA catback?
Should be.
Okay.
Did you guys get the clips off? I'll throw them in my back seat or something. Or well, this is my back seat.
Well, I don't know about this.
Gus,
but here's
Gus.
a big trail of oil from the intercooler. Huh? There's a big streak going down right where
You know what? This has 200 oil on it.
See that?
Get the bumper off. And,
We'll get the bumper off and let's see this.
the license plate pulled through the bumper, right? Yeah, we did that. So is that outside off?
I didn't give him the code. Probably somebody showed up and then. He's been waiting for me.
It's not loose enough.
Yeah.
This is always the one you can't tell. Pretty damn tight. There's no damage on this core anywhere, like cracks or anything.
All the vacuum lines can go to one source, right? Like this little trailer.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't really.
These right here. One goes. The one that goes in there is this one. Yeah. But the boost gauge is working too, so I mean.
I'm gonna put it in the back seat.
Like the flood down here.
It's a real tile, right?
Yeah.
Looks like it. What are we? We're missing something. We're missing something so stupid. It just doesn't make sense. I don't see any carbon tracking anywhere on the header.
You would hear it too.
Yeah,
You hear a flutter.
you would think. I do hear a lot of something over here when it's trying to boost. It does sound very restricted.
Even if the water got into that thing, it would push it out.
Were any rags put on any piping when it was being stored or worked on?
No.
I cleaned it out when I painted it.
Okay. Like I'm just thinking, like if a rag got put on the intercore pipe.
I've seen that
Yeah,
happen.
I've seen it. I've seen it. It goes in the intake manifold and sits on the.
Yep.
These TGVs, if they're leaking, it would do it. It's hard to tell because you have to get on it, you know. You check these bolts. Let's just put a wrench on all the intake
Yeah,
bolts.
so I have it in the 10s. I guess grab me your attention in the 10.
And the 12s too.
I did the 12s earlier. I put attention to those. I didn't do the 10s though. Just like a regular ratchet, an extension. Sorry, Johan. You're good. And an 8. Do we have an 8? So we drilled this out afterwards, after he got done touching it. I don't think there would be a rag in there. We would have saw it rather than throttle body.
Huh. I mean,
But we pulled it out. When we did the drilling, we pulled it out just to make sure everything falls. Oh no, I need an extension and an axle, like 3/8.
it's just crazy because the boost is not. When there's no exhaust coming out of here, it has to be holding it, which means it's gonna spool the turbo up. So there's almost like there's no exhaust even coming out.
It's
of the motor.
either there's like a
Almost like
clog
there's
or a
nothing
hole.
even getting to the turbo in the first place. That's what I'm weirded out about.
Well, when we took the turbo off, everything was pretty much clean. Anything would bleed out that way.
Yeah.
And there was nothing on the turbo. Nothing on the downpipe. Nothing on the wastegate. Anything that would have got like stuck in here, like say rag wise, would just, it wouldn't stop it from building boost. Not here.
Yeah.
It like say it like it got sucked in. You still have, you know, you could be running a big or a small core.
Is that piping over there good? You checked that pipe?
Yeah.
You looked over for cuts and anything? Any damage to the intercooler? Is there any cracks in it? Or how you can see? Are those all tight? Will they loosen off?
No, it almost feels like I'm able to like just get in that final little like just a little more, but they're tight.
That pipe's brand new, huh?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
This is a very, very strange one. What is it, Ada?
What's up? Probably because he dumped it.
Is it possible the motor just can't?
I mean, that's what it's seeming like, but why? It's supposed to. It's supposed to be able to. Unless literally like your cam timing is so far off that you're just missing your combustion on the stroke completely.
And it only can make so much.
Right.
Like it's maxing
It's holding,
out.
or it's holding valves open when it shouldn't, and it's just getting a ton of, what's it called, overlap.
Yeah, no, 100% there wasn't a rag in there. You know why? Because I was through it. You guys are I was going.
You won't be able to hear the gauge either.
Oh yeah, you will. If it starts fluttering, you will, and the boost is going to come way up.
Yeah.
If it's not that, then it's something in the motor is restricted, either intake manifold or exhaust. That's it. That's all it can do. There's no leaks.
So, if everything's opened up, I'm thinking if we take off the throttle body, I could put the little mirror in there and look to the side for rags.
Yeah.
The worst case, if we're all out of options, we'll pump off the 12s and just pry it up and we'll take a look. If nothing's there, load it up and take it home.
Yeah. That's all we can do. All right, well, let's get on that.
Or just see if we can help them out.
Oh man, well it looks like we swapped out the Levi curse for the Bumblebee curse.
The yellow paint code curse.
He's going to Arizona, right?
Yeah,
For-
a few days. It should
For how many months?
be just for a few days.
So for a few days. So we're trying to get this done for him before he goes. This is, man, you guys always seem to bring me just a brain buster. One brain buster.
And you thought you couldn't learn anything else.
Yeah, I thought so. Just when I thought I'd seen it all, you know. Well, this is good though. This is good to experience this stuff because the more you get of this, the better you become because you get more experience. So let's figure this out. We gotta figure this. This is a weird one. Like Levi's, that was like, you know, just demoralizing. But this is like something so simple that we just gotta find it. That's what this is. It's just there's something stupid going on with this.
This thing, I mean, if something stupid like a rag got stuck somewhere, like we started on this Tuesday and it was running by Wednesday, like no tranny, no drivetrain, no axles, no motor, nothing. We literally put it all together. Minus the long block was assembled, but we still sealed it and everything, so we walked through that entire process. So maybe nothing stupid. It's been a long 2 weeks, you know that.
Oh yeah. I really hope it is. I hope it's a rag or something, or we do
Between
weird.
building this, I have the guys changing Levi's harness, plug, flow pack. We've all been just.
All right, well, let's tighten up the coupler on the throttle body again, and then we'll try this downpipe here. Stay with us. We're not giving up yet. All right, guys, open downpipe. We're gonna check to see if we got any restrictions here. That was it. It hit 30 pounds tipping into it. You hear how much faster it's spooled? Yeah, and the car drives so much smoother. I noticed it right away as I was going through the gears. I'm like, it's fixed.
So I always felt that when we turned it on, I had to have the throttle open.
That center pipe's got it's collapsed.
We'll pull it out. You'll see what the fuck's in
I
it.
guarantee you the baffles inside of it collapsed. It's gonna be 100%. Like that's what it had to be. That was it, bro.
I'm fucking. I'm not even welded the pipe in there.
Hey, there's still the empty black on. Psych.
Hey, this turbo is not gonna disappoint.
Hey, but now there's an empty black for some.
Yeah, there you go.
That's true.
Oh man. Oh wow.
Black had no issues. My goodness.
Well,
Fully paid off.
hey, so check this out. I was right. There was so much back pressure it blew the damn housing off that turbo. That's what
I
happened.
knew that, like, we've never had to. Why, you know?
That's nuts.
I was about to say no more used turbos. Fuck all that.
That noise that I was hearing when we were revving it, it kind of reminded me of a clog cat, the way they sound. They sound like they're kind of choking. And when we were out back revving it at the tailpipe, I told him, it doesn't feel like there's much going on back there.
Yeah.
And for an NVIDIA, what NVIDIA exhaust is that? The muffler?
It's what I bought the car with 2 years ago.
Is it a race or a N1? They should be a lot louder.
I don't think it's an N1.
Because they're normally pretty loud.
Yeah.
Man, I want to see that center pipe.
Do the video shit
Well,
back.
it's only got like.
All right, well, we're gonna make some changes and we're gonna finally get the numbers this guy deserves.
Oh yeah.
All right, hold on.
This exhaust never been on.
Put it in there. What the hell is that?
At your house when it sat there. When the first time I saw it.
Dude, I can't believe it. Look at that.
It looks like the silencers.
Here, one light, one light. I'm trying to get this on video. Hold on, guys. Can you get it?
Let your phone do the lighting up.
Oh, look at that. Oh my God, what is that?
I'm gonna cut it out.
Yeah, let's knock it on the ground, see if it comes out. No, on the concrete. Whoa. Unless it went through the other way. Maybe if you take this section off
Yeah,
here,
let's take the-
and let's go from that side. Maybe that's the way it went down.
That is weird. You can't see the
Yeah, I got a little squished. Oh well, it's a piece of junk anyways.
That's
14?
Dude, it's like the whole inside is probably this big.
that is not.
Oh, there you go.
You gotta cut it there?
Go closer that way.
Cut it right here, or I think it's over here actually.
Like say though, I don't have a welder to put that back together.
Alright, go back there. Open it up all the way home.
That's true. Fuck it. I want all the loud. You guys just have the rest of your
What the hell?
You were like, dang, my car's pretty quiet.
Never see the.
I love how
probably
fight about
why.
that. That's fucking stupid.
That's the first. I ain't never seen anything like that before.
That's why when he told me it's like some fucking corkscrew thing, I was like, cool, whatever, fuck it, it's quiet. Okay.
It's not supposed to be that way.
That's-
This resonator is supposed to be straight through.
Yeah, that's why.
3-inch all the way through, and it's basically got packing on the outside to quiet it. It's not supposed to have that in there.
That's fucking
Somebody stuck that in there.
weird.
You don't think you can get it out?
Am I
Okay, whoever you are out there, this is not okay. This does not belong in an exhaust on a car. I seriously am speechless. This was inside of the center pipe and the resonator on the exhaust for this, causing our problems the whole time. This just blows my mind.
It's one of them fuel saver turbines.
This is literally an auger you use to like dig fence posts.
Yeah.
That's what that's for. So somebody thought it was a good idea to quiet it down by putting this inside there.
Open.
Unbelievable. Well, you can't make this shit up, but seriously. There you go.
You could have learned anything new.
I thought I seen it all. Oh my God. Well, we figured it out. It's fixed. So now we're gonna finish this thing up and get it done. All right, so by far, probably the craziest one we've done. Figured it out. That definitely fixed it. The auger in the exhaust. Who would have thought? So final results are in. Pumping E85. Car did good. Did 402 on E85 and 336 on pump gas. It doesn't have colder plugs in it because they just couldn't get them in time. So that held us back a little bit. But other than that, FP Green's doing good as usual. No complaints once we got the exhaust fixed.
That's more successful.
Yep. So rider's done.
Black water work too. The auger didn't do the polishing job it was trying to do.
Yeah. So, well, we're done with this. And I think we have a surprise. We saved the best for last. We got a redemption coming up here. So we're going to get this off. And we're going to get something special on here. So.
That's a weird way to say explosion.
All right. So we saved the best for last. We got the cherry on top here. You guys will remember this car. So the comments on this car were pretty bad. So I went through and I looked at some of them today, and you guys are savage, first of all. But second of all, he's coming back pretty much because of the comments. He wants redemption. So he decided to put a Precision 6870 on the car. You guys can zoom in on this here. That's a real Precision turbo. And he's basically given me full permission to send this thing until something pops. So he wants a number, and he's going to do it for fun. This is not a customer car. This is his personal vehicle, so he gets to have fun, do whatever he wants with the build. So, yeah, he told me to send it and see what it'll make. So should be some good content for you guys. We should have plenty of turbo. It's just going to come down to fuel and motor at this point. So
That's out.
That's where it's at.
So. Cool faster.
So the fuel system is a little undersized on this car, but we have a plan. So typically the fuel system that's in this car on E85 would not be enough to max that turbo out. So we have a surprise. So we're gonna do a pump gas tune on it first real quick. And then once that's done, then I'll show you guys a surprise how we're gonna make the big numbers without the big fuel system. So here we go.
I was like, it's gonna explode or something. I see that.
There's negative 0.7, just a little bit.
Just a little bit?
Yeah, 24 pounds. That's as low as it'll go.
Oh, it's as low as it'll go? Holy shit. So,
Put the good stuff in.
alright, let's do it.
So the secret is, we're gonna put race gas in it. We don't normally do race gas a lot because E85 technically makes more power, but we have some C16 or 110, I think, whatever they got. So this fuel system will go a lot further. So we're gonna put that in now, and then we're gonna turn it up.
We just need to make sure it survives the race gas, that's it.
Dun dun dun! Our secret. because the clutch was gonna blow up.
Like blow up or slip?
It'd
or...
probably explode. I don't want that to happen.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You don't smell it? I told you I was gonna push it. That right there was a sin.
That's awesome. How many pounds is that?
32.
Why did it sound so crazy?
Because I sent it.
Holy shit. How much would it have made if it actually held it?
Probably 550. There's a big difference when you turn the wick up a little bit.
Well, the thing is, he said that if it explodes, fucking AutoZone in the States want OEM replacements.
What did you say?
It's a stock clutch.
It only had like maybe 37,000 miles from another guy.
It's making like 200 more horsepower than it's supposed to. More than that. 280.
Oh yeah, we wanted to find out. Only thing is, we're ready to swap a clutch in the parking lot. We got a XTG6, but we're good. We didn't get around to it.
Look at the clutch, how bad it was slipping. It tried its little heart out. Show them the graph over there, babe.
Yeah, you might need to get another one of those.
Look at the graph over there.
I mean, look, it was going into 500.
I couldn't stand it any longer. It felt so bad. I knew it was gonna let go if I stayed in it.
If I change the clutch, is that map making over 500?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
If I change the clutch, that map's making over 500.
Easy.
You just dailied my orange car. I'm gonna burn my sweater.
Can we street tune the rest? What?
Can I send you along?
You just need a clutch. It's already tuned.
Wow. How much did you think?
It was 129.
Hey, but now you know those clutches can. They can take it.
All right, well, that last pull there got a little rowdy. I got everything, pretty safe. It was doing good, and then decided to send it, and the clutch wasn't ready. Blew right through the clutch. I had to actually get out of it because it was slipping the clutch so bad I was afraid it was going to scatter. So, Mr. Gennaro.
We knew it though. We knew it.
Apparently, it's a stock clutch.
It's an AutoZone OEM XNE, whatever, $120 clutch.
So, for everybody out there, apparently the AutoZone clutches are good for $450 to the wheels.
Don't anybody sell you more.
Yeah.
No, really, don't buy a good one.
That's actually pretty good. I was surprised. But yeah, clutch just couldn't do it. I didn't want it to scatter and hurt somebody, so I got out of it. But yeah, got wild right there.
Oh yeah.
Everybody in the room, their eyes got real big when that hit.
cement wall.
Yeah, these 6870s, when you hit 32 pounds, that's literally the sweet spot where it's like a light switch. It just turns on, and the whole car just wakes up. So pretty wild. But yeah, I mean, the motor did good. Didn't have any issues with the motor. It held.
Knock or anything?
No, didn't have any feedback. We're
Well,
on 110. We're on good gas, so it's not my choice of fuel, but it's way better than pump gas, so that gets the job done. So, well, today's been a wild, long day. I think I've been here for close to 17 hours.
Yeah.
Going on 17
Should be a
hours.
2-hour long video.
Yeah. Well, we're going to trim the video down a lot. We're not going to make it 2 hours, but yeah. Well,
You'd be surprised. People watch the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
yeah.
I've seen people commenting and quoting like different sections of the video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Acting like they don't like it, but 10, 15, 30 minutes deep, you like it.
Yeah, you're still watching it, so you must like it. So, well, we're going to end that there, and it's been a pleasure doing work with you guys.
Likewise.
It's been a wild year. This is going to be the last dyno video of the year. We're coming up on Christmas time here, so this is a pretty good way to end 2020. I think it's pretty solid.
I'm going to shove that dash into my tree. I'm good.
So, all right, guys. Well, don't forget to like and subscribe. Come at us in the comments. I know you guys are savages out there, keyboard warriors. Come at us. So
Better be ready for next year, though.
yeah, next year it's gonna get wild. So, all right. Well, until next time, we'll see you later.